Welcome to the Vacant Lodge. I'm Josh, and this is my project for today. I'm going to show you how I installed this pallet racking on the slab that I poured in the last video. So how I set it up, how I anchored it down. I put the slats in it, and then we put all these attachments up on it. It's really secure, so I'm not worried about going anywhere. And it's a much better way to secure and store all my attachments for my skid steer instead of having them all over the yard. So hopefully you like it. We'll get into it.
Welcome to Bacon's Lodge, where I will build many things, fix even more, and try to make it an adventure along the way.
So we're back here on the cement pad that I showed you that I poured last week or last episode, whatever, when I get this out. I don't know, because life gets in the way. Anyways, so it's all hardened up now. Seems a lot harder than when I knocked out that little bit there. And I got the pallet racking up here, so I'm going to try to put that up. I'm going to preface that with, I've only done this one other time, and we had like 5 guys. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these uprights, bring one of the uprights over here, kind of stand it up somehow. Then get one of these cross members, measure up a certain distance, and try to put it out from there. If I put this in the center, like this, I'm going to put it even with this bar here. Okay. So that's in there. I'm thinking if I do something like that, I grab this guy. That's the tricky part. There. Cool. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Awesome. So this type of racking is called teardrop because you can see they're like upside down teardrops. What happens is there's these little nubs that fit in there and they fall in there and lock in there. And then there's this little latch that latches it in so it doesn't pop out. So to put it in there very carefully, hold it up like this. And you gotta sit down and make sure that fits in there. The safety latch is what holds it in there. So that's the 2 first ones. So now I gotta go out and hey, it's staying. Awesome. Oh, we gotta go the other way. We gotta move. Can I move you? Oh yeah, I can move you. There we go. Safety's in. Oh man, we're cooking with Crisco. Beautiful. I want to show you the pad now. You can see that I have an overpass on every post. I think it'll over pretty good. Okay, so this next thing we got to do is we're going to put boards that go between this little ledge here and the ledge over on the other side here so that you can set stuff on top of them. So the width for that, I got to get a measurement. I go 56.5. The narrowest one's at 56.5. So we have this stack over here of wood that it's from trees that we milled, not this March, but March of 2024. So it's pretty dried out. And most of them were milled at 2 inches. Like I think there's a couple other ones in here, but we're just going to cut them into the lengths at the 2-inch ones, and we're going to put them in there so they can support the pallets or buckets or whatever we put in there. I want to do the first level first, and then we'll figure out the second level after I get the first one done. Okay, and we're we're just going to put these in here and space them out. I mean, 6 inches or so between them I think is fine, because it's all either going to be a solid bucket or it's going to be on a pallet. So we don't have to have it solid all the way across. Here we go. One side in. Okay, so now I'm pretty sure we're at a kind of dangerous point, because with it only having this middle rack in here, it should, actually, I'm wrong. It's actually pretty stable, because I was worried about putting this second set up there. If I climbed up on there, it'd be a lot easier if I climbed up on there to do it. I was kind of worried that it would have a lot of lateral motion. It doesn't have a lot. I know putting those in there will stiffen it up a lot. So what I'll do now is we're gonna go through and do that. So we'll move these up there, and then we'll put the railings up. Okay, now we're going to be putting these anchors to hold it down to the concrete. So to do that, this is an SDS drill with a masonry bit. The SDS drill makes it a lot easier to hammer drill through concrete, and you can see that I'm about 6 to 8 inches in. That way it's a little bit safer. So now this is a wedge anchor. Sometimes people call them redhead because that's a pretty big brand for them. So what it does is, you can see on the bottom here, it's kind of like cone shaped. So what you do is you slam this into the concrete, and when it does, this catches on the concrete and it pulls that cone up into the metal, the mushroom in the bottom, and lock it in place. So after you drill and you anchor this down, you want to make sure that you move the nut up a little bit so it's above the stud of the bolt, so that way it doesn't mar the bolt and screw up the threads. This way you just hit all nut. So I'm going to do that now, hopefully. Now we're going to have to go a little bit of an angle here. That's not going to work. Okay. Go down a little bit further. I want to go almost all of the I guess threads on the drill bit. Put that there. And you could take a vacuum and clean this out, but I drilled a little bit further. So you just anchor that down in there. You hammer it down, and you take a ratchet or because once it bites, it'll work. That's why. And you'll feel it get tight. A ratchet is a little bit better because you don't have to rub your hands on there, but you can see how tight I'm pulling that. And then I'll do that on the other 5 posts. And is this Diablo bit? I've used a lot of different masonry bits over my lifetime, and this one, it's got, you can see it says 4 carbide cut heads. That was by far the easiest bit I've ever drilled into concrete with. It didn't care that there was stone in there at all. It just went through it like it was all sand. So I would highly recommend this. So we got the rest of them all in. You can see them down there. 2 there, 2 there, and 2 over there. So we're all anchored in now. So now the next step is for me to put the rest of the boards up on the top up there. So I'll get that done, and probably won't show you that because it's kind of boring. And then after that, we'll start putting on all the attachments, and I'll kind of show you when I'm all done. Okay, so that's the pallet racking all finished up. I did put some things on here. You can see I got a wood chipper up top, a stump bucket. This is my tooth bucket. I put the concrete mixer inside of the snow pusher, I guess. Got our pallet forks and then a flat bucket here. I do have a few more things I got to put up there on the top rack on this side, but I don't have enough gravel to smooth this out. It was kind of sketchy putting the 2 top things up over there because the bobcat's tipping back as soon as I get the weight off of the top. So we'll have to wait to do that till either I get some more gravel or I figure out something else. And I also need a couple more pallets. I'm out of heavy duty pallets like those, and I like to use the heavier pallets. So once I get those in there, I have a couple other, like I have a stump grinder goes up there, and there's going to be probably the postal digger and then possibly the buckets for the Owatonna little skid steer. So other than that, I think it looks a lot better, them all being racked up here instead of strewn out along the driveway. It'll actually be a lot easier to maintain them and keep them in area, because like you come up here, you drop off what you have on the skid steer and you grab the next one. So it's not like you're gonna have everything kind of strewn out throughout the whole property like I had before. So hopefully you like this one. Pretty simple to do. Not too overly hard once I had the concrete pad. The rest of it is all pretty simple things. You just need to have the right tools to do it, which I already did. So that makes my life a lot easier. I want to thank you for watching this. I kind of said at the last episode, a lot of people out there are depressed and stuff, and I want to let you know that that's okay. You are enough, and if you need anything, just go ask for help. You can even reach out to me. I can try to help. Not that I'm a counselor or anything like that, but we all need to know in this life that people are there to help each other, and we need to do that. So if I can be that for somebody else out there, you let me know, okay? Other than that, I want to thank you for watching it. May God bless you, and you have a great day.